These are 5 must-have items for beginner videographers. Investing in these items will transform the quality of your videos. So let's get into item number 1. This is an ND filter. It acts as sunglasses for your camera, allowing less light to enter your camera sensor, which means you can lower your shutter speed all while keeping proper exposure. This is great because obviously you want well exposed images, but you also want to keep natural motion blur. And the ND filter helps you do both. Take a look at these videos and tell me which one you think looks the best. Video A, B, or C. Most of you will probably say either B or C, but why? They look practically the same. Well, first, video A is shot with the correct shutter speed, but because there's no ND filter on the camera, it actually is overexposing the entire image. Video B is shot with the incorrect shutter speed, which means there is proper exposure, but at the cost of unnatural motion blur. Finally, video C is shot with the correct shutter speed, but you'll also notice that the motion blur is more natural. How is this possible? Well, you guessed it, with an ND filter. So if you ever plan on shooting outside, you need an ND filter. You can find good ones starting at just $50. But if you're willing to spend a little extra money, I recommend getting a variable ND filter like this one. A variable ND filter essentially just allows you to adjust the strength of the filter, allowing either more or less light. Anyways, let's get into item number 2, a gimbal. Now, a gimbal balances your camera using motors. This produces incredibly stable footage. Don't get me wrong, I love handheld footage, but that's not always the look that I'm going for, which is why a gimbal is a must. They're available for both smartphones and obviously cameras. This one is the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. It's for my smartphone, and I've had it for about 6 months now, and I absolutely love it. Apart from stabilizing your footage, they offer some really cool features, like for example, this knob right here. Now, this knob can be used to rack focus or to change the magnification on your lens. DJI gimbals also offer an infinite roll mode, which allow you to get some pretty cool looking shots like these. Now, I use my gimbal in just about every single shoot that I do because it helps me just get those ultra smooth shots. For example, I used it in my recent Subaru ad to get some smooth tracking shots. I used it in my recent Nike spec ad to get some tracking shots of a runner. It's just super useful, and I highly recommend having a gimbal. So if you don't have one, please go get yourself one. Now, another item that I use in a lot of my shoots are lights. Okay, I guess that's more than one item, but let me clarify which light you should buy first and then the ones that you should think about buying after that one. Artificial lights allow you to shape any scene to exactly your liking, from dark and moody to a very vibrant and light and low contrast kind of vibe. The first and by far the most important purchase in your lighting kit is going to be your key light. Now, your key light is often the strongest light in any scene. It provides the camera the most light to capture the image, which means the quality of your key light is very important. The brighter and larger your key light is, combined with a larger softbox, it'll produce a very soft light on your subject, which is often most flattering. After you buy your key light, I would suggest investing in these type of lights. RGB lights like this one. As you can see, it helps add some color to my YouTube scene, but also to really any scene that you're shooting. Another light that is an absolute must are lights like, give me 1 quick second. Like this tube light. This one actually is the Amaron T2C tube light. I love it because it's RGB and can also change the color temperature. It's great for adding color to my scene just like my other light, but it's also great to use as a rim light or like a hair light, as you've seen in just this YouTube video as well. So yes, there are a lot of lights, but just remember, first and foremost, invest in a good key light and then move on from there. Moving on to item number 4, microphones. Microphones allow you to catch professional and clean audio. And as you all know, audio is at least half the viewing experience, so don't neglect it. As far as which microphone you should buy, it really depends on what you're shooting. If you mainly film interviews or talking head videos, a condenser microphone like my Blue Yeti right here, or even the Shure SM7B, which is like the most popular podcasting mic out there, would be a great choice. Another great mic if you shoot interviews or talking heads would be a lav mic like this one. You can pretty much just clip it like this onto your shirt or even underneath your shirt, and it stays out of frame and it still captures really clear audio. Now, if you're shooting more like action and on the go videos, I'd recommend more like a shotgun mic because you can stick those directly on your camera, but the downside to those are it does have proximity issues, so your camera obviously has to be close to it in order to capture clean audio. Shotgun mics are also very versatile, so if you stick them on a boom pole, you could also use them for interviews or talking head videos like YouTube videos. The next item actually isn't a physical item at all, but before I reveal it, here are some honorable mentions. A Lazy Susan. Now, a Lazy Susan is is a little bit more of a niche item, but I love to do product videography, as you've seen on some of my like YouTube shorts. And this is great because you can put a product on it and it spins the product around, which helps, you know, add some more dynamic movement to all your shots. Then for the last honorable mention, it's going to be creative assets. Having a subscription to a website like Storyblocks or Artlist or even like Envato Elements is super helpful. Most of these websites offer royalty-free music and sound effects, which can, you know, just really help elevate the production quality of your videos. And depending on which plans you get for each website, they also offer stock footage, which can be super helpful for YouTube videos or even client work as well. All right, the next item is going to be an editing software. If you are still editing on your smartphone or iMovie, this one's for you. Every videographer needs an editing software that helps elevate their creativity and not hinder it. There are really two industry standard softwares, Adobe Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, and I highly recommend using either or. Premiere Pro is more widely used, which means there is like a larger community around it that offers more support and tutorials. However, it is really pricey. I think just Premiere Pro itself costs, I think like $50 a month, and that's just for that editing software. It's not for their entire creative suite. DaVinci Resolve, on the other hand, is less popular. However, it is gaining a huge amount of traction for two main reasons. Number one, it's completely free. And number two, it is an all-in-one software. You can cut your footage, composite, do advanced effects, color grade, edit audio, all on the same timeline. Or I mean, granted there's different workspaces, but it's all in one software. Unlike the Adobe suite, which has multiple softwares that are all dedicated to do certain things. Now, I like it like that, but also I love the convenience of DaVinci Resolve. Not only that, the coloring workspace is the industry leader. Pretty much every professional colorist uses DaVinci Resolve to do their work. Now, there is a paid version of DaVinci Resolve that offers a few more features, and that costs $300, but here's the catch. It is only $300 once. Just one flat payment. There you have it. Those were 5 must-have items for videography. If you found this video helpful, make sure to check out this one right here.